Joanne Jeffries here. Welcome back to the reading of my book, Puanani and the Volcano. Today I'm going to read chapters 3 and 4. If you saw my video, chapters 1 and 2, you'll remember that in chapter 1, Puanani didn't have to give her science presentation because of the earthquakes. And in chapter 2, Puanani found her precious glass honu means turtle, broken into too many pieces to repair. So now let's see what happens in chapters 3 and 4. The family sat down to dinner later that night, and the parents encouraged the children to talk more about the earthquakes. Puanani and Kua had calmed down a little bit since some time had passed, and they were both eager to talk about it. It was like a monster was trying to pick up the building, Kua said excitedly. My kumu sang songs to us while we were hiding under our desks. That made us feel better, but we were still afraid. I think it was scary for everybody, Mom said. I'm so glad we are all safe at our hale now. Hale means house. What happens if there's another earthquake? Puanani asked. I'm afraid to go back to Kula, school. My friends told me they didn't want to go back either. She was afraid to leave her ohana. Ohana means family. I don't want to go back to Kula either. It's scary there, Kua said. I know you don't want to leave us, Dad said. I hope there won't be any more earthquakes, but we think that it is okay for both of you to go to Kula. You both have good kumus are teachers, that will take good care of you. If another earthquake happens when you're at Kula, you will do what you did today, and we'll come back and get you as soon as we can. Let's make a plan for when we are at our hale and there is an earthquake. That's a good idea, said their mom. Puanani, Kua, do you have any ideas for our plan? Puanani thought for a minute and said, if an earthquake happens when we are at our hale, what if we get under the kitchen table? That's the biggest table in the hale, and we can all fit under it. Yeah, and when it's over, we'll make sure the hale is safe, just like we did today, Kua said. And here's a picture of Kua hiding under the table, just like they talked about. Those are great ideas, their dad said. That can be our plan. Will you sing us some songs when we are under the table? I liked it when my kumu sang, Kua said. Sure, said Dad, smiling. We'll all sing together. I think going back to Kula won't be so scary because we know what to do now, said Puanani bravely. Except I still have to give my presentation. I wish that earthquake never happened. The thought of having to give her presentation after the earthquakes made her nervous. What if an earthquake happened while she was giving her presentation? Puanani shivered at that thought. On the news that night, it was reported that a volcano had erupted, which had caused the two earthquakes. Lava was flowing from the fissures that had opened. The scientists at the volcano park could not predict when the lava or the earthquakes would stop. Puanani watched the news with her parents after Kua went to bed. It seemed that all they talked about on TV was the number of fissures opening up and where the lava was headed. Every time the crater fell in, there was another earthquake with more fissures and more lava. What is a fissure? Puanani asked. A fissure is a wide crack in the ground with steam or lava coming out, her dad said. The area where the fissures are is called the East Rift Zone. A rift zone is an area near a volcano where the ground is weak and can open up to let steam or lava out. And here's a picture of the district and the rift zone, so you can sort of see where some of the lava was coming out. I feel like the earthquakes are never going to stop, Puanani said. My kumu told me I have to give my presentation tomorrow. What if I'm too scared to talk? What if another earthquake happens? Puanani, her mom said gently, you've been practicing your presentation every night and you know it really well. I know you're worried about what will happen, but you will do great. Just take a deep breath, use your notes, and you'll be fine. If an earthquake happens while you are in front of the class, what will you do? Puanani thought for a minute and said, well, I guess I would get under a desk like before. Yes, her mom said. Besides, even though there have been more earthquakes, they have not been as strong. Some of them we hardly even notice. I know you, and I know that even though you are nervous and scared right now, you will make a great presentation. Puanani and Kua went to Kula the next day. When their mom came to pick them up at the end of the day, Puanani was very excited. Mom, guess what? I gave my presentation, and even though I had to look at my notes, Kumu said I did okay. She said I talked a little too fast, but that was because I was nervous. I'm so glad it's over. Talking in front of a lot of people is not my favorite thing to do. Her mom laughed and said, I'm sure you feel relieved, and I'm happy for you. You know, the more you do it, the easier it gets. I'm proud of you. Puanani smiled. It made her feel good to hear her mom say she was proud of her. Oh, and our Kumu talked about the volcano and the lava today. She helped us all feel so much better about everything that has been happening. I was so afraid that the volcano was going to explode. She told us that Kilauea would not explode because Kilauea is a shield volcano. It's called that because it is flat and looks like a warrior's shield. The lava is thinner, so it runs downhill instead of exploding. When she told us that, I felt so much better. I'm glad you feel better, Mom said. Do your friends feel better too? Puanani's smile turned into a frown. My friend Aulani won't come back to Kula for a while because her ohana is staying with her grandparents. The Fishers are getting too close to her holly, and it's not safe for them to stay there. I miss her. Really? Mom said. Well, at least Aulani is safe with her ohana even if she can't come to Kula. Kula will be out for summer vacation soon anyways. We'll probably see her at paddling practice. I hope so, said Puanani. I love paddling with my friends, and I love seeing the honu and the i'a swimming. The honu are the turtles, and the i'a are the fish, swimming in the water. The honu are my favorite. I love watching them swim. They look so happy just floating along. I wonder if they're scared of the earthquakes too. Well, that's the end of chapter 4. So Puanani gave her presentation and it went well. That's great. It's too bad Puanani's friend won't be coming back to school for a while. Things are changing for everyone now that the volcano has erupted. What do you think will happen next? Let's find out in my next video where I read chapters 5 and 6. Ahui ho! I'll see you then.